Okay, so today is what is it, November 18th of 2024, and going to be going over uh, Friday's price action as well as the outlook for today and the week. Let's see here. Okay, so all right, so today, let's see here. So last week, um, last Friday, I expected a reversal of some sort or a bounce back into 50% of the range. Obviously, that didn't happen. Um, so once I realized that, I actually didn't take any trades between during the 10 o'clock macro or 11 o'clock macro because there really was no entry. But what I did was I actually waited, I usually always say, I wait until there's some sort of order block drawn, and there was a 15-minute order block drawn here, um, and so I waited, and once I noticed this order block act as resistance. I didn't trade the 1300 I mean the 12 or any other macro for that matter. But what I did is I did trade the 1300 macro, and what I noticed was the 1300 macro had just was drawing into a 50-minute gap here. Here on NQ there was none, but there was SMT between this high and this high here, and this high and this high here. And so I jumped in short right around here. On the 5-minute, you can't really notice anything, right? And when it comes to time frames, you want to make sure time frames align. And with the 15, it's usually the 4, 15, and 1 minute. Same thing with the hourly. It's usually the daily, hourly, and 5-minute. And so again, had a 15-minute order block here. Price displaced lower. 15-minute gap drawn here. And as you can see here, price took out sell side. Again, on the 5-minute, you can't really see it, but on the 1-minute, you actually can. Again, 15-minute between this high and this high here, and this high and this high here. This high and this high here, and this high and this high here. Again, price displaced. You had some sort of you had a gap here. 50% of this range, price drew into this area, and then we get the draw lower here. I did cover into these lows down here, so pretty easy day. Not in the morning. I wanted to see a reversal. Didn't happen, so I take any trade. And the uh, actually, this is it right here. I did miss this though. Price to draw lower like that, like the way it did. What I expected was once price displaced higher here, I wanted to see price sweep this low and then displace higher. But obviously that didn't happen. Instead, we had a sweep down here on 1 minute, sweep on the two on the at the highs again, and then price displaced lower. There wasn't necessarily any entry here except for this breaker block right here. Breaker, gap, institutional entry drill, institutional order flow entry drill, and then you get to draw lower. So pretty good setup here. But given the fact that I was bullish, I didn't take it because I had expected price to continue to draw lower. I probably should have in hindsight because my stop would have been the high of this gap. Of this block here. So um, again, not the best day for me as far as understanding where price is going. Uh, but once you get bias wrong, you just have to disconnect and then come back into the afternoon. So today, today I'm expecting. I'll be honest, I don't know what to expect because price did close above consequent encroachment, I believe here, and then I believe here. I'm not sure what happened. So let's go ahead and connect actually now. That way, we get a better, clearer understanding of what's happening. Let's start at the monthly actually. So on the monthly we are at right at previous monthly high. Let's do this, and this to me is an order block, but again, bunch of sideways moves. We did take out buy side here, so we should come down here to take out sell side. But again, that all has to do with how price is trading right now. Um, I'm still bullish, and order flow is still bullish, but again, I am expecting some sort of retracement, and trying to find which way the market is going has been a little um, has been a little weird lately. All right, so it's taking a little while for. There we go. All right, we should be good now. Okay, here we go. All right, so we are in this area here. We are below previous monthly high. We are below previous monthly high here on the monthly, on the weekly. We took out buy side on the monthly and the weekly. Same thing here. We took out buy side liquidity on the previous monthly. So maybe this becomes the sell side liquidity. And let's see here. 1 3 1 3. Wait. 1 3 1 3.00 08.50. Okay, so these are relative equal lows. Previous week lows. Relative equal lows. Actually, I don't even need the little s. There is no gap in between, and as you can see, price closed within this body here. Here, price closed. We still have an order block here though, so that's the only thing that's keeping me. The reason why I'm not as bullish here is because this is an order block, obviously, but I don't like using order blocks that don't have imbalances between them. So there's no imbalance here. There's no imbalance here. It's more like a immediate rebalance. Okay, so actually, I'm not even going to add that just yet. So again, previous weekly order block here, but I'm not going to count that, so I'm not going to try. I'm not going to write that just yet. We have yet to take the previous week low. Let's take this out. Previous week high. Same thing here. Actually, previous month high. Let's use it like this. And let's label this previous week high as well. So again, we do have previous week high, previous week high, previous week high, previous week high. Again, on the weekly, we are traveling from external liquidity to internal liquidity. So again, external liquidity to internal liquidity. And on the lower time frames, I think we are shooting for some lows. We have yet to sweep previous week low. Let's go to the daily now. Okay, so on the weekly, on the daily, we do have a breakaway gap, or not a gap, not a breakaway gap just yet, but we do have a gap up here on the daily. And if price does not come up here, then that to me is a breakaway gap on the daily. I'm not going to label this one. Possible breakaway gap because it hasn't been filled yet. Douchebag. Actually, it's a daily breakaway gap. Okay, so that's how I'm going to label those. Previous week low right here. One thing I forgot on the weekly is if we are trading into internal on the weekly, then this it's quite possible that we trade back into this imbalance again. Same thing here. There's no imbalance there, but there is an imbalance over here, which is where price did not trade into. That was the SMT at these lows here. As you can see here, price swept this low here, but here it did not. That was SMT at those lows there. Let's take a look at is it the same ones? Actually, I'm not even, not that one. It's this one right here. This is the imbalance here. So if we are to trade into these lows down here, then that's the low I'll be looking out for. Previous week low. So this could be the draw on liquidity if we are trading from external back to internal again. And this could be actually a pretty good setup because on the weekly, because if it happens on the weekly, just like it did on the daily, let's see here. As you can see here on the daily, we had buy side swept first and then sell side. Once sell side was swept with this low here, what did it do? It went up that way. So on the weekly, that's what's probably occurring. We are possibly quite looking for these lows to get swept. So what I'm going to do is I'm only going to highlight it up to that right there. We did close above consequent encroachment. That's fine. We did close below consequent encroachment. So ES to me is the weaker of the two, and we haven't met the objective yet. As you can see here, we haven't met the objective yet either. After this SMT over here, and over here, daily SMT. So we haven't met that just yet. We are within a inversion right here, but again, I'm not actually, you know what, I'm gonna leave that there. Same thing here, we are within an inversion, but given what I see, I'm gonna be bearish at the start of the week, and then bullish towards the end of the week if we draw to these areas, to the lows down here. Let's go towards the 40-minute. I mean the 4-hour. This is the this is what I'm looking at. Again, this to me is a bag. Drawn liquidity is down here. Bag. Drawn liquidity is down here. We are holding at this order block here, but we are holding above a bigger order block down here. I don't see anything just yet. Let's take a look at the 60-minute. So we swept south side here. Which is Asia low. Here we haven't yet. SMT. And sell side liquidity. Yep, sell side liquidity. We have relative equal highs up here. So this could be buy side liquidity, but I haven't looked at the 15-minute just yet. On the 15-minute, it looks like we already swept sell side liquidity as well. We have a breaker block here, mitigation block here. Buy side liquidity. Previous day high here. I do not want price to come back up to this area. Instead, what I want to see is I want to see price only come up to 50% of the range, which is right here, which would be this gap here. We did trade into 50% of the range here. Right. Okay. We do have an imbalance here, but I don't anticipate this imbalance holding. There's no imbalance here. Yeah, there's no imbalance here. Again, we haven't swept sell side on ES just yet, on NQ just yet. Let's take a look at the 15-minute. On the 15-minute, we do have reversal pattern. We have change in the state of delivery here. Let's see here. Because we took this high here. So we do have a 15-minute order block, change in the state of delivery. Same thing here, we have change in the state of delivery. I'm trying to do this quick because I think I see a pretty good setup here. Right there. And actually, I'm going to use this low here. And so we are aligning there, quite a few alignments. Kind of want to see price draw into 50% of the range there. It's a pretty good day. I mean, pretty good price action thus far. Okay, so again, we have change in the state of delivery. We did take away sell side, but this to me is the real sell side. I mean, this to me is the real buy side up here, and we haven't taken that yet because that is where the price displaced lower. That is where all of the liquidity for those who held short here are at. Same thing here. This could be, so we have relative equal highs up here. Let's take a look at the 5-minute. So we do have, again, for a buy setup, buy side swept. And now I want to see sell side get swept. Same thing here. Buy side was swept with all of these. Sell side gets swept. So what I would like to see is I would like to see price come down into this area here, hold here, and then draw higher. Yeah, that's what I would like to see. So I will be watching the, we are leaving a tiny little void here. So I would like to see that void remain open. And if we are to draw into this area here, I want to get long here quickly. So I do like this setup. And I do want to see a 930, what's the word? A 930, geez. Judas swing. Okay, so again, everybody that was short for, I think this is buy side liquidity up here. Same thing for yes, buy side liquidity up here. So I do want to see a quick retracement and then a draw higher. because I do believe that these highs are the draw on liquidity right now, even though on the weekly, these lows are to me the draw on liquidity right here. Let's take a look at the 4-hour one more time. Yep, right there. We are still holding at this order block, even though it did close below it. I do believe that these highs are the drawn liquidity, because again, we did sweep this low here, sell side swept here. We did not, so that's SMT. And since the objective has not been met yet, that low should still remain intact, in my opinion. All right, so we just opened there, and I do want to jump in quick. But I want to see an inversion get taken first, because if I jump in right now, then my stop is all the way down here, and that's about a 41%, 41 point stop. So let's actually go into the 1 minute here. I'll probably enter on an inversion. Okay, so we are at 1%, I mean at 50% there as well. Let's take a look at YM. YM is also drawing lower, but still nothing there. There it is. Okay. As you can see here, sellers were in control. They were generating liquidity. They were engineering liquidity. But I first want to see what happens down here if we are to sweep these lows here. Here we swept. Oh crap, we did not. We do have relative equal lows here. I'm gonna assume that these stay open. So I'm still looking for price to draw higher. So that 1 minute should have just closed. Here we go. So now I want to see price close above this right here. If it rejects, then we're probably going to come down to sweep these lows here. I want to see price draw higher from here. And that is actually a okay. So I do not want to see price start drawing a what's it called? Uh, a trend line. Trend line. What's the word? Resistance. Because if it does, then that means we're setting up for a 10 o'clock macro at least to maybe take away that trend line later on. So if price is going to show me a 0930 Judas swing, then it should immediately drop past that. And if it doesn't, then uh, I'm going to have to take that trade at the 10 o'clock macro, and it hasn't yet. So looks like I'm going to have to take. Looks like we're going to get the 10 o'clock macro play. And honestly, at this point right now, that's what I'm expecting because we're already 4 minutes into it, and nothing has yet to occur. And the 5 minute is about to close. This is a 15 minute, but there is a 5 minute up here. So you can see here, this could be a breakaway gap if it doesn't draw into that area there. We are leaving a tiny little void here. All right, we just closed that void. Okay. Again, I don't want to see a trend line resistance here, because if I see that, then more likely what we're going to do is we're probably going to do, consolidate in that trend line. And then we're going to run that consolidation, run it one more low, and then we're going to draw higher. And if that's the case, then the run is not going to happen until ES. I like ES. I'm trying to get long right down here. Only one micro though. That's all I'm willing to take. All right. Darn, I missed it. There's no SMT, but there is, I guess if you want to call it, I don't like taking 5 minute SMTs because there is SMT down here between this low and this low here, and this low and this low here. Right there, as you can see. Oh man, I missed it. Yeah, this was it right here. As soon as this one closed above, that's what I wanted to see. And I probably missed out the MQ one over here. Okay, so we took out a sell side here. I mean buy side. So yeah, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna disconnect. Yeah, better. All right, so I disconnected. I was about to take it there, but it's just not worth it to me. Uh, Definitely missed it there. Probably should have jumped in there. But again, my drawn liquidity are these highs up here, primarily this one as the first objective, second objective, and that'll be it. That's all I want to see. After it gets up here, what I want to see is I want to see something on the 15-minute. What I want to see is I want to see a rejection off of this 15% and then a draw lower. Same thing here. So in case price does draw higher, what I want to see now is I want to see a draw higher, and then I want price to hold above this breaker block here, which is a unicorn in itself for the 10 o'clock model. Same thing over here. We have a unicorn setup, but the entry was actually down here for me. And this is that void I was talking about. Right there. Again, I want to see displacement higher. Then I want to jump in right here, and my stop will be 20 points. Or 3.5 points, whichever one I decide to uh, to jump into. So that's the only setup I have for now. Oh, so we'll see. Until then, I'm just waiting. I'm just hoping that this breaker remains there. Actually, it's a inversion right there. Okay, so about 1 more minute, then we'll just go ahead and reconnect and see where price is at the moment. All right, let's connect. Again, I want to see displacement through those through these uh, pivots. All right, let's see here. I can actually delete this now too. Oh wow, okay. So we get a rejection off of that. And we do have displacement lower, so it makes sense. Yeah, I'm not looking to get short here though. Definitely not looking to get short. At least not until those highs are swept. It is a pretty good setup though, but I just don't like I just don't like that it did not occur during the macros. I don't want to see any more displacement. Technically, we do have SMT at these lows on the 15-minute. As you can see here, this low and this low and this low and this low here. Let's take a look at that 60-minute once again. Nothing here. Nothing here. So I'm just going to wait. I do like how this closed though. As you can see here, on the 15-minute price closed above consequent encroachment here. Here, it also closed above consequent encroachment. So that's a good sign. That to me is a bullish sign. So my bias remains the same, bullish still. Until price tells me it going another, until price tells me it's not bullish. So I'm going to just write this here. That'd be a 5-point stop, good. And this would be 10-point stop. If I decide to get long here. So my entry is going to be 97.7525. Go in with 5 contracts, but it has to close up here within the next 13 seconds. Otherwise, no entry. All right, I'm in. 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock macro precisely. My stop is 92.25. And that'll be my only trade for. Oh no. Oh, darn. So instead of putting my stop, I actually sold everything. All right, it's probably a good idea because it looks like we're gonna run those lows. Shoot, I actually got in up here and sold right here, so I'm kind of happy now. Yeah, definitely happy I sold those. Darn. All right, so looks like I'm gonna have to wait a couple more minutes. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm really glad I got stopped, but still not in the clear just yet. Because this could be it. Still SMT at these lows. So we'll see. Okay, so the 1 hour. Yeah, I want to see displacement now. If it doesn't happen, then we're probably going to these lows down here. Because we have about 7 minutes until the macro closes. And if those in those 7 minutes, what I would like to see is I would like to see price close above here somewhere. And if it doesn't happen, then my bias is wrong, and we're probably going to come and take out these lows down here, which are relative equal lows. So we'll see. You know what? I'm going to get short there. I like that order block right there. We'll see. A little higher. A little higher. Okay, so I'm short there. Just because we haven't displaced yet. We have an order block here, displacement lower, order block here, order block keeps on rejecting there. So I'm gonna take it off there. Yep, that's definitely not what I was looking for. All right, I'm gonna keep with my I'm gonna stick to my bias, which is bullish. So unless I see otherwise, I'm not taking a short or a long just yet. Yeah, this is the order block I'm watching. this one right here. But since I'm bullish, I want to see a change in the state of delivery. Otherwise, no trade. I am watching this right here, this candle, this up close candle, because this right here is a candle here, is an order block. As you can see here, it rejected. So I want to see price get above this, close above this. If it continues to respect it like it is right now, then it's probably going to come down to these lows here. And I did want to take a short here, but since I'm bullish, I'd rather just not. It could be wrong though, and it could still come down here, and it might as well. It might very well do so. Two more minutes. Again, I still want to see that displacement. I want to see how this candle closes. So you can see this candle swept buy side here, still closed below consequent encroachment. But the next candle, I want to see how this one closes. If it closes up here, I'm going to give it a shot. Yep, there it is. Okay, so I'm long there. I don't want to see price close below this anymore. Otherwise, I'm just going to take it off. Today just doesn't seem right. I want immediate displacement. I want price to close above here now. And I don't want this low being broken anymore. If it closes above, my stop is here now. 21.75. All right, so that's my stop now. 21.75. Let me set it now. Okay, I'm in with 4 contracts. First target is up here at 71.25. Tiny breakaway gap here. I need price to get above this inversion here. And this 5-minute inversion here. I mean, this is technically a 5-minute gap right now. And that'll be the only trade for the day for me. Well, I was in this one, but I got stopped. Well, it was a user error. 71.25. Okay, we're about to get there. I don't like that it left this void here. All right. So I got my sell orders there. I'm covering 2. I'm just going to cover 1. And then the rest with a stop down here. My entry is right here, so that would give me about a 7-point stop. Okay, about to take it here. All right, covered 1. Next one is up here. 58.2. Actually, let's see. The 87.25. Lately, I've been putting it maybe a few ticks below it, but that's just to protect myself in case it does a double top, comes back, because I don't like staying in a trade longer than I have to. So just a little more. Come on, 87. Because a lot of times it could take this liquidity off. All right, good. So I'm out there. Beautiful. So I have 2 contracts left. I don't want price to come back down anymore. Instead, what I want to see is actually, let's take off let's look at the higher time frames. 15-minute. Yeah. So now these are relative equal highs. So I'm gonna take off the second one, the third one at 90.75. 90.50. And then the rest one, the last one, I'll take it off up here if it draws up to those areas there, which it might as well, which it probably will, because I like how the 15-minute closed over here again. Um, we drew way past 50% into optimal trade entry on both, and here we did close below it, but as you can see, this candle immediately drew higher. Same thing with this one, we closed below consequent encroachment, and this candle immediately drew higher. So I don't expect price to come down to these areas anymore. I was starting to not like the price action, but the way these candles were forming was actually kind of cool. And I did like that price. This candle had an immediate rebalance, and it never came to fill this imbalance here. That is breakaway gap. Still kind of pissed off here. So my actual stop would have been down here, not here. Got long here, and what I was trying to do is I was trying to put in my sell stop right here, actually right down here. Um, and I had it highlighted, but instead what I did is I actually sold everything here. So that was kind of messed up, but it's fine because instead of taking a 5 point loss, I only took a 2.5 point loss and got in on a better trade, which was this one. Again, SMT here on the 15-minute. You have first stage SMT, second stage SMT. So that's why we're having a good day today. And my last one, actually my third one was just taken. Now I have one more left, and that'll be it. So pretty good day so far today. I don't want to see displacement. And this is my, oh crap, what do I have this for? Jeez. I'm glad I noticed that. Instead of putting in 4, I put in 14. Holy crap. That would have threw me in for a loop. Yep, so my stop now is break even on this last one. So stop. And that's it. We do have a unicorn here. So I would not like for price to break this. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to raise my stop to right where that void is at. If this void does get filled, I don't want it to be until the afternoon session. So I'm going to set it right there, which is right below this breaker block here. We closed above. Yep. So now we're in a unicorn. So it should hold here. Uh, so you know what? I'm actually going to raise it. That's my stop. Yep. All right. So um, let's see one more thing. So yeah, I'm gonna call it there. Pretty good day, pretty good entry, pretty good exits. Took it here and here. Third one I took it off here, and the last one I'm gonna just take it off here. Um, we do have this gap here, so I don't want this gap to get filled at all. I want this to remain a breakaway gap. And if that is the case, then it should come up to these areas here. Maybe consolidate here before it draws towards these highs up here. So I'm going to leave it there. Uh, Pretty good day. 30 points on this one, 50 points on this one, and about 50 points on this one. Uh, to me, that's a pretty good day, especially on a day where there's no news. But yeah, I'm going to call it there. Pretty good day again. So I'll see you tomorrow.